The solidity of the empire was an illusion, just as that of the USSR in the 1980s could be. Despite its proud imperial policy in Afghanistan and its immense military power, it was in reality rotten to the core and collapsed like a house of cards at the first external push, the arms race against Reagan's America, which led the system, under Gorbachev, to attempt reforms incompatible with the regime's survival. Similarly, the totalitarian Roman Empire of the dominant era crumbled under its own weight. A mere push was enough to topple it. The fall of the Western Empire was not an unpredictable accident, but the inevitable consequence of the very nature of the regime, rigid, sterile, having destroyed all initiative and motivation to defend a model that was no longer attractive, plundering every individual of their means of subsistence. Thus the provincials were quick to collaborate with their invaders. Their yoke could not be worse than that of Rome. The Gallo-Romans got along with the Visigoths and only preferred the Franks because of their shared faith. Egyptians and Syrians welcomed the Arab Muslim invaders as liberators, no longer tolerating Greco-Roman oppression, just as in 1941 the Ukrainians saw the German invaders as saviors against the forces of the Stalinist Soviet Empire. Rome rose to the forefront of nations through libertarianism and the practice of the rule of law, which gave it economic dynamism and collective moral strength. Yet Rome lost its empire by slowly evolving towards totalitarian, demoralizing socialism. Rome's decline did occur, but contrary to popular belief, it did not begin after the golden age of the Antonines, but after the Second Punic War. From this point, when Roman elites began to corrupt the rule of law with crony capitalism and foreign policy shifted from federation to imperialism, Rome began to lose its civilizational edge. Why did its empire still expand for 2 centuries? Because Rome's advantage over its neighbors was so great that even as its engine slowed down, Rome continued its ascent by inertia. From the 1st century, as imperial socialism took hold of Italy, economic activities relocated to the provinces where freedom prevailed, trade being facilitated by the Pax Romana. This continued until the financial needs of imperial socialism led to taxing those provinces. Faced with the economic crisis caused by this fiscal predation, the empire decided to control and plan the entire economy, killing freedom throughout. The Roman motorcycle, reaching almost 0 speed, wobbled and ultimately fell. Edward Gibbon wasn't wrong when he attributed the fall of Rome to the decline of civic virtue. He just didn't see that this decline was a result of the empire's inherent political perversion. Blinded by the Golden Age, Gibbon failed to notice the inherent issues of the empire, where Italy's apparent prosperity contrasted with the steady weakening of its economic structures, maintained by exploiting the more autonomous and libertarian provinces. To those who believe the fall of the Roman Empire was accidental and not inevitable, consider Montesquieu's insightful quote, "It is not chance that rules the world. Ask the Romans, who had a continuous sequence of successes when they were guided by a certain plan, and an uninterrupted sequence of reverses when they followed another. There are general causes, moral and physical, which act in every monarchy, elevating it, maintaining it, or hurling it to the ground. All accidents are controlled by these causes, and if the chance of one battle, that is, a particular cause, has brought a state to ruin, some general cause made it necessary for that state to perish from a single battle. In a word, the main trend draws with it all particular accidents. The general cause of the fall of Rome was its socialism, and while historians like Paul Vane point to countless specific causes, without the general cause, Rome would have survived the specifics, as it did during the times of Republican libertarianism, bouncing back from even catastrophic defeats. The decisive factor is the presence or absence of freedom as the foundation of social order. The thesis of this essay unifies and encompasses all other theories. Everything can be explained by Rome's plunge into socialism and the extinction of freedom. The weakening of civic virtue, the rampant corruption, economic troubles, depopulation, and loss of military superiority, all are rooted in socialism. Socialism is the causa causarum, the cause of all causes of the fall of Rome.